Aloha, everyone, and welcome to the Empowered Hour. Today, I have a really awesome guest, and I don't always have men on, but I am excited to have Kyle Goodman on here with me today. Aloha, Kyle.
Aloha. Thanks for having me.
Yes. And Kyle was on my online course. He was the amazing and wonderful, big, tall attacker, but then also assisting and helping out. And it was just really, really wonderful to have him. He's doing amazing things right now in the world, and I wanted him to just share his background and what he's doing. Go ahead, take it away, Kyle.
Well, thanks, Tasha. I'm both honored and privileged, and I was a little frightened when you asked me, but I'm very grateful to be here. So thank you for having me, and thank you for doing all the work that you're doing, empowering so many people. And I recently went to a local restaurant here, and he goes, "You're the attacker. You're the one that attacks that woman." And he saw it on the local news, and he said it in a crowded restaurant. And
nice.
He was the manager. He's like, "You're the attacker on the news." And I was like, my friends were like, they didn't know either. And I didn't know that it was being broadcasted on the local news. So that was a exciting day. And, all my friends now call me the attacker, the predator. So
that's good. That's good.
We had fun with it.
Rough times.
But yeah, a little bit about me. I grew up in California, and I was a high school dropout. I was an overweight kid, alcoholic father. He passed away when I was young, and just one of four kids, kind of struggled, financially growing up. So I turned to drugs, alcohol, and that led me down a dark path for a long time. Made the decision to stop doing all that, and my life is phenomenal. I mean, just completely different. I get to live two lives. Teamed up with Tony Robbins organization. I get to do security for him and travel around and do these amazing events. And then I get the opportunity to work with people like you. And I'm just so excited that I get to now have the relationships I get to have. And going through all those things in the past have brought me to exactly where I am now. And everything in life is a gift. It's all a blessing. And I look back, and there's nothing that I would change. Some of the most traumatic things that I had when I was a child are the greatest gifts. And there's always something, even if it didn't make sense then. I look back now, and it's everything in life is a gift. It's all a blessing. Even in the lessons, there's blessings in those. And I get to share my story with a lot of people. I get to work with a lot of people. I mentor a lot of guys in my industry, and that's just been life-changing as well. So I come from, just every reason that somebody wouldn't succeed. I could use all those excuses. And now I look at all the ways I was taught, or I learned from these teachers that I didn't sign up for their courses. So I get to relearn how to live. And I've been doing that during my 30s. I realized that I never had a perfect or great example on relationships or finance or romance, or so I get to relearn how to do all these things. And I am always green and growing, or ripe and rotting. And I'm addicted now to learning. I'm addicted to growth. And jujitsu is one of my passions. And my morning routine, and constantly striving to be a better man, to show up in a better way that deserves the people that I have around me in my life. And I'm just, I'm thrilled to be here. Kind of going on a tangent, but maybe a little direction would be great.
No, this was great. I mean, thank you for sharing your story. I think that it's very brave. It's a courageous thing. A lot of people don't like sharing the dark times in their life, because especially if they're doing well and showing success and sharing, with people the keys to their success, it's usually harder for them to, get out there and actually share, like, here were the lessons that brought me to where I'm at now. You just killed it and broke a world record. Do you want to share?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. I'm in the timeshare industry, and I do real estate or timeshare for Marriott Resorts. And yeah, I broke the all-time world record for 1 month in sales. So that was just, it's another thing. And I have an empowerment, or I have a training course online, and I train other people in my industry. And my whole goal is to give back. The more I give, the more I receive, and the more I help others, it lifts me up. And through coaching and working with other people and watching their lives change, it helps me, but those selfless acts, and you were mentioning, not a lot of people share those things. I share those vulnerabilities because it creates more connection. And
Yeah.
my father was unable to talk about feelings or emotions my entire life. So those things, are the way that the world wanted me to be, that I was trying to be, and not letting somebody fully in, was actually pushing people away. And now, letting off that shell on my heart and actually being vulnerable, being open and honest with another human being, creates that connection. So I have phenomenal relationships now that I'm constantly striving and working on, and I always will. But yeah, without that vulnerability, and without actually looking inwards and saying, okay, where's the areas that I'm challenged in? And it's hard to recognize those without going through pain. Pain is inevitable, but that suffering that comes along with it, that's optional, and I don't want to suffer anymore. So I want to make sure that I am voicing those things. And with work, there's all sorts of areas that I wasn't good in. I wasn't the best in, but I never acknowledged it. And the more that I acknowledge it, the better connection I have with clients. And I genuinely believe every single client in front of me, that because of me and because of the product, they're going to have a better, more fulfilled, more quality time with people they love. And that's why I do what I do, because I never had it as a kid. And I get it now, and I get that that's why we work. I bust my ass my entire life, and so do they, for quality time with people they love. And I get to offer that. And I exude that across the table, but I connect, and I understand what's their why, which has given me a successful career. So I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity that I have. And I work in Maui. Everybody in Maui wants more Hawaii time. So I feel blessed in the organization that I actually work with. I've never been at an office that I have more support, because I don't know very much, and I'm not the most organized guy in the world. And my professional career, I'm lucky that I have an organization and the backup like I do, because without the front office and the back office and my management, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. And again, I think right away, I think my limited beliefs, I use me being a high school dropout as an excuse, but that's bullshit. And Tony teaches me that, but I'm still using it. I was going to use that right there, but I stopped myself. But either way, I'm very, very grateful to be able to do those things and help other people. I've got about 6 guys that I work directly with, and I'm coaching, and I'm watching their lives change. I'm watching their lives change for the better. Them buying houses, getting married. One of my guys that I mentor, he's getting married right now in Spain or Portugal. He's there, and they eloped, and they went over there and got married. And they're just living phenomenal, just wonderful, wonderful human beings. And I'm watching them change from where they were to where they are now. And I get to participate in that. I was a very selfish and self-centered guy who had to look out for me because nobody else did. Now I get to have a tribe, and it's very fulfilling.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And congratulations again. That's amazing. So you were there to help me with this online course. It's reached over 21 countries in, a couple of weeks. And there are people out, so you might have more people out there when you're walking around you're the attacker. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And then security comes.
That's the main reason I'm doing this, is so people realize, I'm not a bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But yeah, like I wanted to just talk about that experience for you, what that was like, because I know that it hit a lot of different layers. We had a student as well, and there were lots of different, you know, dynamics, emotions coming up of like, yeah, I'm a good guy. As we're going through different moves and everything. So what was that like for you? And what are you hoping the impact will be for people or what they'll get out of it?
Yeah, when you asked me, and first of all, I got to say congratulations. All the people that are listening to this or have enrolled in the course in all these different countries. I'm sure there's so many people that are really grateful for what you're doing. And I encourage you to keep doing it, keep thriving forward. You know, I know, yeah, I just, we need more people in the world like you. And thank you for doing what you're doing. Thank you for your mission. And I absolutely support it and will always be here for you. When I got the opportunity or the blessing to be a part of this, you know, I had never done anything like this before. And of course, there's all those fears, there's those limited beliefs. And I needed to put all my stuff away and I got to be of service. So somebody needs me to be of service, I'm here. Somebody has taught me there's you bet or yeah, but I'm a you bet guy. You know, you need me, you bet. And I say yes to things, and I look for, there's always a gift, you know, there's always a blessing in everything. And with you, it was, you know, there was chaos. We're putting all this stuff together, you know, we're at different locations and we met up, I think 3 or 4, maybe 5 times. But it all came together, you know, and controlled chaos, herding cats, you know, and you were a very good cat wrangler. But there's all sorts of different things going on, and especially working with somebody else, and there's physical touch, and how do you navigate that? You know, typically what I do is I go to somebody and I don't mind asking for direction. When I think I know what the right way is or what to do, I'm probably wrong. So, and I can admit that. And so in any uncomfortable or any new situation, I like to stay curious. And what that means is when I'm curious, I'm about to learn something. So, and I associate that word curiosity with growth or learning. So I asked for a lot of direction, you know, and I was able to take a lot of direction without being the ringleader and taking control, you know, because a lot of areas of my life and my work, you know, that's what I need to do. And I got to just be a worker amongst workers. I got to be of service. I like to call myself at work, I'm the second row spear holder. You know, I'm not the general, I'm not the front lines, I'm just in the back holding the spear, you know, and that's the way I kind of approach life now is I observe and I just get to be a part of, and therefore there's always great things that happen from it. But I also don't need to worry about it. When we went through the thing, I got to learn a lot. But the whole goal the entire time is I don't know who this is going to affect. I don't know who it's going to help. I don't know who it's going to save. I don't know who's going to be able to, just by knowing this, they're going to be able to speak up in uncomfortable situations, or just have the sense that they do know some sort of defense in any situation that may come, or they maybe feel a little bit more comfortable walking to their car. So I tried to put myself in the viewers and what's the purpose behind what we're doing. It's very easy for me to get in the me side of it, so the self, but I got to look at the greater purpose. I got to look at how am I being of service, and I don't know the results that are going to happen from this, but I got to show up 100% and be there. And it sounds like, you know, there's quite a few people that have already benefited from it, and I feel very lucky to be a part of it. And anything in the future, you know, I'm here, but I hope that I did a good job, and hope that I just don't do anything. I didn't do anything that would affect anybody in the wrong way. So I was just trying to help out.
No, I thought that was great. And you also had great input throughout, the different sessions. I think that that was important too, and that was really pivotal. Um, yeah, so, as far as um, this kind of work, because you also have done bodyguarding work and different stuff like that. What motivates you to do that sort of work?
Great question. I like to say great question when I'm still thinking. Um, I I was always raised with, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", 6'5", depending on the day. And I'm 260 pounds, but I don't know I've never been taught any self-defense. I've never like, I was a big guy. I just had a lot of weight. So um, just knowing, and I'm constantly like jujitsu. Um, I love the challenge. I love learning new things. I love tweaking my techniques to just know a little bit more. But what it's done for me is when I understand these things, I have a confidence that's enables me to speak up in a room, where my shyness and my overweight as a child, that was affecting me in my 30s, in my late 30s, in business and in social situations. So in a social situation, I always said, "Oh, I'm not a social guy," but I am. I conduct like all sorts of different things, and I'm still uncomfortable in group settings. And what martial arts has taught me, or just knowing these defense techniques, it's taught me that I can defend myself. Um, it's taught me that I can also speak up, and uh, when I want to be heard, I can be heard. And I think it's just given me more confidence, and that has enabled me to help more people, or whatever the situation may be. Um, I think the confidence, which has led to a lot of other things.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, and so I'm just thinking about you had mentioned your younger self. If you could give your younger self like one piece of advice, what would that be?
Jeez. Don't do drugs. I would say I would tell myself to constantly look inward, do more inventory, and have more self-awareness. And when I say inward, I mean, I like to call it the wheel of life. I got to look at my relationships, my finance, my romance, my fitness, my health, my diet, just how I'm conducting myself through the world, and look at things for what they are, not make them worse than they are or better than they are. Look at them for what they are, and acknowledge that. If I'm overweight, tell myself, I'm overweight. I don't need to sugarcoat it. Like I told myself a lot of my life, I was big boned, or I'm husky. And yeah, I would say look at things for what they are, and take massive action. There's this method called RPM. What's the results I want? What's the purpose that I want that? And what's the massive action I'm going to take? And I implement that every single day. Empowerment, every single day I wake up and I wonder, how am I going to grow? What am I going to learn today? What am I going to focus on? And I do that in my morning meditation. So I hit my knees every morning. I surrender to a higher power that it's mine. I'm not religious, but I am spiritual. And by doing that and focusing on something good, or something that I'm going to focus on that day, I make sure to accomplish that. And I do a gratitude list every single morning. Well, after I walk my dog, I get some exercise, and I just want to make sure that I'm constantly improving. And I have to know what that intention is for the day.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that's great advice. And that's also good advice for younger people out there right now too. I think with all of the different issues that are going on in the world, taking that time to just assess what's going on in your life and all the different pieces of it and how it all goes together, and how you balance it. So important. So we're getting to the end, and I just wanted to say thank you for coming on. This was awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it. It was fun.
And so grateful to have you in my course. So many people have just talked about the benefits for them. Right now it's at like a 4.68 out of 5 stars.
That one guy. Is that one guy?
It's one person, but like it was, it's been so awesome. And you learn from the naysayers as well. So I think that that's really good. But overall, I have like so many people who have just loved this course, gotten so much out of it. And I know you were a big part of that. So thank you.
Thank you.
And now if people are coming to Maui and interested in some timeshares or some different stuff, how could they get in touch with you?
Yeah, I work over at the Maui Marriott site.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm there, but
Awesome.
yeah, just come in, talk to anybody. All the whole crew is good. But yeah, if you mention my name, I'd love to come by and say hi. Very cool. Well, Kyle, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and congratulations again. Awesome. Likewise. Aloha.